Yeah. All right, welcome to the regular board meeting for Snohomish County Fire District 4. It's Monday, June 10th, and we'll call this meeting to order at 1900 hours. We'll start with the flag salute. All right. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adopt, adjust agenda. Any adjustments to the agenda? Oh.
The RLB
We have RLBLA, and we're going to have that under action items, under E. All right, so we do have a change to the agenda, and we'll adopt that as presented. Approve previous meeting minutes. Do you have any oh, Ryan, do you have anything about the previous meeting minutes? Awesome. Then we will approve the meeting minutes from the previous meeting. Open public comments. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes per person. Any public comments?
Yeah.
All right, you, sir?
Yes, on the first of this month, there was a fishing derby at the lake, and there was an engine that came from the fire department there. And I had thought in last year's budget, we had put in some money to buy stickers and things like that, so we could pass out to kids when they were in various situations like that call for it. And I noticed that they didn't pass anything out on that day, but the game warden did. And I was surprised that the game warden had stickers that they were passing out to the kids. So I would just maybe encourage that to happen. I don't know what kind of supply there are, but that always, I think, is good PR with the kids and their family and so forth like that. That's my first comment. Can I have a second one?
Yeah, you got 3 minutes.
Oh, all right. I got 3
Feel like
minutes.
it's a minute. I got a minute left.
Okay. I was helping my aunt this morning, and she lives down in Oregon. And she went to the hospital in an ambulance. And the ambulance service billing comes out of Silverdale. And I'm assuming that our billing comes out of there as well. Maybe not, I don't know. I don't know if there's more than one places where the billing is. But I was very disappointed in the service that the billing people gave to me as I was trying to help my aunt out today. And I think we finally got things straightened around, but they hung up on me once, which isn't good. And so I don't know if there's other service around or if they have to lock on it. I thought that's important public service because that comes back then to the fire district. If there's some issue there with the billing folks as well.
All right. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, they are that direct representation of the fire department itself, so if they're not providing good public service, and that's the first time I've heard anything about it. Maybe it's not, I don't know.
Well, we might not be using the same service as well. So
We need a company name.
You're more than welcome to call the chief during business hours and he can share the company with him and follow up that way.
Yeah,
That sound good?
I can get that. I can get that for you, but not for a week.
Sounds good?
Or I can get it for the office.
Yeah.
That'll be a week at least.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Any other public comments?
Yeah, I might be getting ahead of the agenda a little bit, but Chris Roby, Local 2674 President, just wanted to welcome the new employees aboard. As a district employee, welcome to the team, and as the union president, just look forward to working with you guys to keep us moving forward as an organization, so welcome.
Thank you.
Any other public comments? All right. Informational items, accounts payable, payroll. Any discussion around that?
No.
Don't need a motion there. All right, discussion items, new employee introductions, oaths, and badge presentations.
Yeah, we will have a slight adjustment, no badge presentation, because we don't have all the stuff yet, but first, Shauna Hart. She'll be our executive specialist, right now training with Christine. We call them the words people. Our other office staff will come in July. And then DJ Hill, the new fire marshal, we'll have him take his oath. You gotta come up front. You gotta face the camera.
Closer to the mic.
Exactly. Oh, that one. You can, you appear so you can see. There.
All right.
Sure, why not? I don't remember what we usually do.
Okay. I do hereby declare that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Washington, the policies and procedures of Snohomish County Fire District 4, and the personnel and residents of the district. As an executive chief, I will uphold the standards of my profession, continually searching for new and improved methods for serving our residents and mentoring our personnel, and will share my knowledge and skill with my colleagues and descendants. I will constantly strive to achieve the objectives and ideals that the fire service instills, dedicating myself to saving life, prevention and suppression of fire, and lead the district with fairness and equity. I will never allow my personal feelings or danger to self to deter me from my responsibilities as a firefighter. And I will at all times respect the property and rights of all individuals, both the residents I serve and the personnel with whom I serve. I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith and trust and my dedication to the ethics of the fire service. These promises are made solemnly, freely, and upon my honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I tried to convince him all last week that he had to memorize it, but he wasn't playing.
That did.
Something would fall out.
Of course. All right, any other employees? All right, draft policies, 208 ambulance transport.
This is just the first read. It's updating to the waivers as you guys directed with SNR's language.
Any discussion around that policy, Commissioner?
No, I would move that we accept the policy as written.
Ryan Uris?
I actually have a couple of questions there.
Right.
Is my audio coming through okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go for it.
Chief Prater, you and I traded a few emails about being my concern of making it sound heavy-handed in doing that. Section 3.2.3 kind of addresses that, and I'm wondering if that's we could take a look at.
I caught about half of that.
It was what that it's what you're talking about. I got it, Commissioner. I got it. It's the what does that letter sound like with your reflections and how it sounds. That's what I'm saying.
I guess what I missed is the context of this question.
That's what I'm saying. He wants to know how it sounded. Does it sound heavy-handed when he said that? He wants to see the letter that is sent that says that.
So we don't have that information yet. I'm still waiting for that.
Yeah. Is it really?
So yeah. As soon as as soon as I get it, I can forward it to you and the other commissioners.
That would be great, thanks.
So we will just wait to make a motion on that till the following meeting, and we'll add the action items for next meeting. Because I don't have any questions on it. All right. Data ILA.
This is an ILA with the Sal County. It's mainly for our data. It's for them to be able to do our data each month and each year instead of using the private company. They were just becoming too much of a pain. Within that, we also threw in HR and IT. We don't use it very often, but just to have a backstop that we can access their HR and IT if we have questions about something weird or unique or whatever. They won't be our data. It's more of a phone a friend, like, hey, our IT people say they want us to buy this new Razoo program. What is that something that we should do or shouldn't do, or that? And then in return, if they need to do makeup days for the live burn, they still do their main live burns in North Bend, but if they have makeups, they can come here instead of sending in onesies and twosies up to North Bend. So it's a no cost ILA with trade services. That's about it. And I just need direction from you to be able to sign that. Either tonight, it's not a complicated one, or we can move to the next meeting. Either way is fine with me.
Any discussion around that ILA?
I don't have any.
It looks straightforward to me. Brian, do you have any comments or concerns? He's high fiving.
Good.
All right.
Good. All right, well, I'll move to
Have the chief sign the ILA.
sign as written.
All right. I'll second that motion. All in favor? Aye.
I didn't, but I'll just add. Snur went through it.
Thank you. Hiring plan change.
Yeah, so this is pretty in-depth and it's under a first read, but we really need you to waive that and allow us to do it now if it's gonna work. We're planning on hiring 6 part-timers. Went through the interview, the committee felt there was only 4 that were qualified enough to get job offers. We did that. Even before we got to medical, 2 had already taken other jobs, so we're down to 2. We have the potential of doing a big hiring in the fall for either the SAFER or the staffer, and if we do that, we have no capacity to put part-timers in. And so what this really is we have ability, because of the uniqueness of what we've been doing, that we could hire some full-timers now to make up for that loss of the 4 part-timers, which would then reduce the number of full-timers we need to do in the fall, and we could get some part-timers back in there and keep the part-time program hopefully up at the level we want. So it's really just kind of a shifting. Take 4 full-timers from the fall, do them now, because we can hire from our part-time program that is fully qualified, fully ready. We don't have to send them to the academy. We don't have to do as long of a process. And then that frees up spots in the fall for part-timers.
Any questions?
I had a discussion with Chief Hodgkinson about this, and the big advantage is that by doing this now, it prevents other departments from Skyping the qualified employees away from us. So it's advantageous to us to do it now.
And I'll just have a go back. Obviously, this is an important issue. Chief Hodgkinson and Chief Osborne are gone because their children are graduating from high school.
Yep.
Good night.
Congratulations. That's good. All right. Brian, any discussion?
No, it's good. I fully agree with what you were saying. I talked to Chief Hodgkinson as well. I agree with the plan.
I have a question. My name is Nathan, citizen of Snohomish, and I'm a part-time firefighter here. I read through part of the proposal. The recommendation is to interview current and former employees who have gone through the Snohomish County Training Academy for a full-time job. Not all of our part-timers here have gone through there. Some of us have gone through other academies as well. Same training, same amount of time. Like the one I went through was 4 months long as well. Knowing that with the part-time employees who have not gone through the Snohomish County Training Academy be eligible for this hiring?
No, by CBA, the only academies that are qualified to be full-time employees are the Washington State and this one. And so the whole point of being able to hire is to not send somebody through the academy. So not having those two doesn't allow you to be a full-time. We'd have to, by contract, send you to one of those two academies. We cannot now, in the hiring process, get it done in time to get the Snohomish County Fire Training Academy. So that's out. And then I have no idea if we could even get a spot, which I doubt, in the Washington State. So the whole idea of this whole thing was to hire people that are already qualified from not having to sit in the academy. Because of the CBA, we only have two academies that count.
If that's the case, then would the department put the part-timers through that have not gone through the academy?
That has never been the direction. That would have to be a board, but that would have to be a direction for some other time. It's a
Discussion for a
yeah,
minute.
that's another cost item that we'd have to decide on.
All right, so do I have a motion to adopt the hiring plan as presented?
I'll move to adopt as presented.
I'll second that motion. All in favor? Aye. All right, motion passed. All right, Dark Horse Data Management.
Yeah, so we've been looking at this for a while, trying to get some information. I've been trying to work on the price, and we can either spend $50,000 to set up costs and $50,000 a year after that, or I told them that was a little bit high because the setup is basically the same. There is no work for them really now that Surfer set up. We were trying to work with Surfer splitting that, and it just wasn't working. But Dark Horse was willing to say, okay, we'll waive the fee since they also agree it's no work. But they want then a $28,000 a year fee, but a guaranteed 5 years. So we're out. It's a pretty big chunk of money. You know, it's either $150,000 guaranteed or $100,000 guaranteed. So we're just trying to get some more information. I'm working with Dark Horse to be able to get some more data. I know a couple departments that are using it that I can get. Hopefully, I'm going to get a tutorial from them. But the idea is maybe I can get a guest user log on for their platform so that I can use it and I can show you. So it's just really giving you the first breath of information. I don't think we need to jump on this like super quick. So hopefully I'll get more information by the next meeting and we can keep working our way into, is this going to be worth the cost? I can't tell you right now if it is or isn't. I mean, it might be worth twice the cost and it might not be worth anything. Just not enough information now to really say, for me to give you a thumbs up on $100,000 to $150,000 layout.
Question for you, why did that guy kind of going in on the Surfer not work? I actually was speaking with Commissioner Watt, and he kind of like didn't mention this last meeting we had.
So
he recommended.
Yeah. The problem is Chief Messer, at least through Dark Horse, said basically they're going to decide how they set it up, and we will have no say in how it looks to us, how we use it, what comes out and what comes in. So you're locked in their setup. So there's the back end of the work that Dark Horse does, which isn't a change, and then it's how they can tweak it how it comes to us any way they want. And the thing that I got from Dark Horse and Chief Messer was, we're going to decide, and you were just stuck with it. And that's why Dark Horse said, fine, we'll waive the fee, and then it'll be yours to make it look like you want.
Okay, so if their commissioners think it's a good idea, and we think that it's a good idea that we work on it together, if Messer thinks that it needs to go a certain way, can we adjust that so it's more beneficial for us if we can save some money or no?
Well, I honestly don't know if we even can. It might be because the program can't.
Yeah, I mean, that would probably been the first question, right, is to ask that if it's even possible.
It was taking a long time to get any conversation back and forth. And that's why I just said, Chad, how do you do it? And so basically he gave us, because what it was going to be, if we went with Surfer, was going to be $25,000 setup and $25,000 a year. So Chad gave us $28,000 a year if we signed it for 5 years. And we're still sharing all the same data because all the data comes from CAD and all that. So we'll be seeing the same data from each other, And they said that, so as long, and Server was willing to do that, so as long as we say, so we'll see all each other's ESO data, CAD data, and that's why they would waive the setup fee, because that's all going into their system already, they don't have to do anything. And even our data is going in, because it's unique, that our ESO and our CAD are county-based, right? So there's no way Dark Horse can't get our information. And so the data is still the same, so we'll be seeing the same results, it might just look differently because we want to look at something different.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
We can save money.
And that's what I say, so we really can't save money.
All right.
And that's why I just said, well, it's not, if we're not really saving 3,000 a year, it's not worth
Yeah.
trying to do this, and we're seeing the same data, so like if,
And we're not getting exactly what we want as well.
exactly. And if we both do a plot on Dark Horse, how, where would a station look like, we should get the same, we will get the same results because it's pulling from the same data. So that's why I went that way, it was just easier to not have an extra layer of there. But still, even if we went with a Surfer, I would still not be able to tell you if it's worth, because it's still gonna be the same amount over the 5 years. So basically what Chad did was just took the setup fee and blended it over 5 years. So he didn't really give us he gave us the Surfer deal in a different way, let's put it that way.
All right. But there'll be more discussions on that.
Yes.
Before we get a motion.
Correct.
All right, any questions, commissioners, at this point? All right. Action items, final.
None from me, thank you.
All right. Action items, final policy 202, purchasing, and 101, policy statements.
These are pretty much what you saw last meeting.
Yep.
Just formatted into our formats. Some addendums on the policy, 202.
Any discussion around that?
Not for me, I move we adopt and vote.
All right, all in favor of that motion?
I,
Aye. Fire hose.
This is Jason's, he's not here.
I'm here.
Whitney, I was gonna say Whitney could probably speak to it better than I can.
Yeah, we with the addition of the fourth engine, so we now have fifth engine, so we now have five engines total that we need to supply with fire hose. Sorry, thanks to my math, it's not great. We are short 2.5 inch hose to supply all 5 engines. Last year, we through the operations committee, we have begun to transition our attack packages for our fire hose. So last year we made a big order of 1 3/4 inch and low pressure nozzles, so our down to 50 psi nozzles. And the next transition in that attack package is 2 1/4 hose. So being short 2.5 inch hose right now, we were in a situation to supply all 5 engines that we would have to either order 600 feet of 2.5 inch hose, which we're trying to transition away from, or make this purchase of 2 1/4 hose to be able to supply our 4 in-service engines with the 2 1/4 that we would use.
And Chief Hodgkinson was able to move around his priorities in his line item, so this will be still coming out of his fire tools line item. He'll just have to move some stuff to next year in other ways. So it's not a addition to the budget that you adopted, just a change in priorities.
So we will not need a motion because it's part of the budget.
No, but still, because you haven't approved this, because it's different than the line item, what we told you we were gonna buy.
The total cost was $11,664.
I believe so. That sounds right.
Yeah, I believe so. That gives us enough 2 1/4 to. We'll have to make another order in next year's budget, but that will get us started on those first 4 engines for 2 1/4.
Exciting.
And you can reference PA 20, 24, 18. Let's see. Just got top numbers.
Oh, right there. All right, I'll make a motion that we approve the fire hose in the amount of $11,664.
Just a question, what's the expected life of the hose itself?
I honestly don't know if there
It's
is
a
one.
good question. The hose we're using right now is
Yeah.
the same hose we had when you were here, and it's the same hose we had when I started, which was 24 years ago, so.
I just think it's something important that people understand.
Yeah.
The longevity, it's a big purchase, but the longevity of it is a long.
Last-
I'd say
lasts a long time.
we use it until it fails hose test, which
Right.
from my 35 years of experience is 40 to 50 years.
Yeah. But they don't make things like they used to,
Oh.
so
15.
whether this hose is gonna last 40 to 50 years, like the hose that was made 40 or 50 years
Quality
ago.
control is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
All right, do I have a second on that motion?
Second it.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Moving on, large warrants, Lawhead, C Western.
So Lawhead is part of the Pine Avenue. It's getting into the D&D, so it's the engineering part of it, and then C Western was for PPE. Is that right? Yes, PPE. So anything over 50,000, you have to approve the warrant too. You've already approved the purchase. We've made the purchase. Now you are approving the warrant.
That totals $192,000.
Yes.
I move we approve this posted.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
That motion passed. Transport waivers. Any questions on the transport waivers? Ryan, do you have any questions on the transport waivers?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Any recommendation? Motion?
Move to accept the waivers.
As presented, all right. All in favor of that motion?
Aye.
All right, RLB ILA. I waited last time, you didn't say it. This time, I was waiting for the I, you didn't say it, so I moved on. All right, RLB ILA. Any questions on that, RLB ILA, commissioners? Or discussion?
Chief, is this the one that you just sent me today?
Correct. We went over it, it was the one that we went over and made some changes at the first of the year, and then went over a draft from SNR at Phoenix retreat, and then we made one slight change, well, not a change, we never had good language for how much to charge for water, and Chief O'Brien and I came up with a rate and a way to kind of figure that out, which is, we think is fair and can actually reasonably be done. But yes, I just got it late this afternoon, back from Surferside.
Is it something that you recommend we do now?
That's up to you, it's short notice, you know, we've been working on it for
Yeah.
probably a year. So I'm comfortable with it, but if you guys need more time, it doesn't really change what we do, it just makes the billing easier, so whether you sign it now or in July won't change how we're functioning with Surfer.
Yeah.
Really, it just changes how we bill Surfer.
I do have a question. I did speak to the chair back in December, and that was when they had signed it. so that it took 6 months to get just that little bit ironed out with the water and all that stuff.
No, so what happened is we had to, after the thing, I didn't get it back from SNR, the final one, until March-ish. And then I was having some health issues, and I could have swore I sent it to Chief O'Brien, and I did not. He bumped me at the 1st of April, sent it to him, then he got it to the board and signed, and then he had his health issue, and so I bumped him today, and he got it to me today.
Right.
He forgot he had signed it, so couple little snafus on each of our sides since March.
Right. All right, any
So
other?
this is essentially the same one that we sent to them a couple of months ago, right?
Yes, it's exactly the same, except we at the water point, we had a blank spot because we kind of come up with that, and so really the only thing that's changed is we put in that, let me look here, it's under the consumables, which is section 6. We put in the $75 per day for any handline use and $150 per day if anything over any master stream, which we'll consider 750 gallons a minute or more, is used. And so it's just a flat rate. You know, we went through tracking the gallonage and all these other things, and the two training departments and the 2 chiefs couldn't come up with something that we thought would actually, I mean, there's a lot of things that we could put on paper, but we didn't think they would actually feasibly be done by the crews. And so we felt this was the most fair way. Aaron, we pulled a bunch of use reports, and $75 a day felt like that was fair, but would protect us from getting too much money. And so between Jason and Aaron and Surface Training Department chiefs, we felt this was we finally settled on this that's reasonable for both sides cost-wise and reasonable for the crews out in the field to actually report and keep track of this. But that's the only change. And it's really not a change, is we finally put something there.
Yeah, I don't think we should drag this out any further. It's a good sign.
All right, so I'll make a motion that we that sign the ILA for the ILB.
I'll second.
All in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Aye. All right, comments.
Aye.
Comments, executive staff comments.
I probably can't answer them, but do you have any questions from Greg and Jason? We'll just start with them first.
No questions, but considering the public comment earlier about stickers and stuff, we just mentioned to Chief Osborne about maybe making sure that the crews that are responding to public events have a to-go bag or something that.
Yeah, I'll make sure.
It's an automatic thing.
That was a busy day for us. We had
Right.
a lot of events. That I think we had 5 that day. So I will mention that to him, and I'll make sure that we have appropriate event supplies out of the scene. We have a budget, but I don't know what we've decided to order or not, but yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying, we just make it foolproof so it just happens.
Yeah, it's just,
I'm sure it was an oversight.
Right, you're right.
yeah, it was go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there was a lot of stuff that day, so.
All right, any questions on that ops report, commissioners?
No, I'm good.
All right, on to whatever's next.
That, we'll jump into you this year, Chief Prater.
More exhilarating info to report. It's pretty brief. Any questions about what's there? I think the only significant thing that happened is one of our hires, staff hires, passed on a position, and so we've replaced her with the next in line, and then did some position swapping. So, but all that's in there.
Fire Marshal Hill has a freebie this month, but he'll be right into it next month. For me, the highlights are, I think we just continue to really build a strong labor management with 2694, going through a lot of things. We've set up some regular meetings. We've also just agreed to start the JTC program. We actually train our firefighters probably above the GATC. So what it's really allowing us to do is get more money from the state and cheaper tuition, because there's a requirement that most of our new firefighters do go to college, and so we can get tuition at about a quarter of the cost per credit. So that's really what the program does for us, is it just brings some revenue in for the academy and other things that we do already. And then it does look good on the WSRB and other things, that it helps us get some more points in there. So that's a great thing to move forward. We've invoiced, I don't think we've got the checks for the city true ups after the property, so we billed them just under 320,000, so we'll be getting that this month. So we'll be trued up through the first quarter of 2024. Commissioner Mills and I extended the Chelan training, which was pretty good. Good group of speakers. Definitely picked up some things, and we'll probably be talking to the board about some of those things over the next few months. And I'm sure Commissioner Mills would be willing to say more, but we'll see if he does. Also working with South County to do an ILA for CRP and community health workers. And surfers doing similar, so we're trying to figure out if it's going to be a three-way one, a one-way one, and how we can make that work. So probably not till late summer, fall, you guys might see something. We just got some details worked out, but we have a pretty good agreement on what we want to accomplish, and then we'll figure that out, and then we'll roll out the cruise probably end of the year, beginning of next year.
You said that's for CRP and?
Community health worker, which is pretty much the same. Not a social worker, not a paramedic,
Yeah.
but yeah. They're, and we don't call them that, but we have had a CHW program for many years. A CHW is exactly what our chaplains do, right? So we don't call it a CHW. Everybody has these programs. The CRP is different, but those, and really that's what our chaplains do. The networking that they do for the community, and whether any kind of call is literally what a CHW does. So I just want to also make sure that we're not replacing or doing anything different. We have a CHW program already, so this would be supplanting that. And the chaplains, really we're probably way ahead of their time, the program that we do, and they're still ahead of many other programs like it. So I just want to make a shout out to that program, that it is one of a kind, unique, and a very valuable resource of ours. That's all I have.
All right, commissioner comments.
I would just like to extend a warm welcome to Shauna and to Chief Bill, and looking forward to having you on the team.
Thank you.
I second that.
Yeah.
Is there a motion?
There's a motion now. Awesome. We don't have any other commissioner comments. I will adjourn this meeting at 19:53. Ryan, you see how that's done? 53 minutes.
Wait, thanks.
1938.
38.
Oh.
Yeah, you should have used your phone. See, you got tricked again.
This dang computer. It's linked up to this network.
See how that's done, Brian?
53.
See how that's done, right? See, yeah, you just dropped 30 minutes.
53.
Ahead of its time. 38 minutes.
Thank you.
Oh.
Can't believe now I've got fish to clean.
Good luck with that.